In this video I plan to explain how to split the data sets. So data set has to be splitted in the form of two things. One is the last column, that is said to be the class column, and another one is the remaining values before last column. So the last column is a dependent variable column that we have to split as y, and the remaining values apart from the last column from first to before last column, that will become under x. So with use of x and y we have to do the further process. This is the initial split up. With use of this initial split up we can take up to the further process in form of taking up how much training set and how much percentage testing set we going to take from the x and y, that we are doing in the next level. So here we going to understand how we are splitting the x and y in our coding part. So in last lecture we discussed on Pandas package. So Pandas package, we are having this particular package is used to deal with data sets. So we can able to read the CSV file. So that CSV file will be converted in the form of data frames. So that we learnt in the last video. If you are not watched, please watch and come back here. So in this I will explain how to write the code, and everything I will do in hands-on manner, so you can see the coding part properly, so that you can able to convert any data set whatever you are having. If it may be a big data set or a small one, you can able to convert in the form of x and y. Okay, so let's start the coding part. Before starting, I will show this particular data set. The screen what you are seeing is the data set what I am going to use. This data set consists of play tennis. So play tennis mean by we are having different scenario. According to the scenario we can conclude whether the person can play tennis or not. So the scenario is whether the outlook mean by what is the outer environment it's looking like, it's sunny or overcast or rainy. So these three categories are there. And temperature, whether it's hot or mild, whatever the temperature level that we are identifying here in the second column. And in the third column, humidity of the particular thing. So humidity, it will be high or normal. And then wind, what is the wind flow in the particular environment, that is strong wind flow or weak wind flow. According to these decisions we are making the final decision, that is said to be yes or no. So the person can play tennis or not, that is decide on these four parameters. That is the data set actually. So here if the parameter is like this, sunny, hot, high, strong, then play tennis is no. The same thing is repeated here for the second row, so that we are giving no. So next one, overcast is coming, and we are just getting wind is weak, so that they are putting yes. So like that, according to the scenario what we are getting in the previous four columns, the fifth column is decided. So the fifth column is said to be dependent column on these four columns. Okay, so that we are splitting the dependent column as y, whatever the last column we are having as a dependent column, that will become as y, and the remaining four columns before, whatever the four columns we are having the previous thing, that will become as x. So that what the split up we are going to do with use of our Python programming, and we are displaying the values in our variable explorer using spider environment. Okay, so already I told about spider environment. Spider environment will be available in Anaconda Navigator, that is the IDE, Integrated Development Environment. You can download that Anaconda IDE, that is available in anaconda.org website. That is open source software. You can able to download and you can able to use it for your program, developing your programming skills. Okay, so let's move to the code and let's see how it's working actually. Okay, so I hope you are able to see the spider screen. So I will type the program here so that you can able to understand how it's happening here. Okay, so first of all we have to import the data sets, mean by the libraries we have to import. For importing the libraries we need the import statement. So I am just giving import, then what the library I have to import pandas, as PD. So this is the first library I am importing. So with use of this library, I can able to do the entire CSV importing work. So whatever the CSV file I am having in my working place, that CSV file I can able to import through Pandas package. Next to that, I am just reading the data set. I have to read the data set. For reading the data set, I am using a variable data set. Okay, so this is the user defined variable. You can use whatever the variable you want. Okay, equal to PD dot. So PD is the reference variable what I created for Pandas package. So with use of that reference, I can able to call the predefined method called read underscore CSV. So this is the predefined method I can able to use to read the particular CSV file. Okay, so the CSV file what I have, that's in the working directory, what you are seeing in the right hand corner, way to program.csv. That is the CSV file what I am having, that I have to import and I have to convert that CSV file in the form of data frames. So that is my input actually. So way to program, inside that only I am having play tennis data set. Okay, so here I am giving single quotes. So within single quotes what I am giving actually, I am giving the data set name. So the data set name is way to program. So way to program I am giving, so that the data set will be readed and that will be converted to data frames. So I am I want to show the variable explorer. I will clear the variable explorer because it's showing the old one. Now let's see the execution of this. I am executing the pandas and I imported the pandas package. You can able to see the console window here. Next to that, you can able to see the next execution. I am just reading the particular CSV file and that will be converted to data frames. Okay, so here I have to give .csv. So this particular CSV file will be readed and that will be converted to data frame, because the variable data set will be taking that CSV file and it will display as a data frame variable. So let's execute this code and see the output. You can able to see the output. The data set is created, the variable is created. When I am opening the data set variable, you can able to see the list of data what I am having in the CSV, that is displayed, and the index, whatever the first row we gave in the CSV file, that is coming as indexes, outlook, temp, humidity, wind and play. So these are the 5 indexes, and down to that we are having the rows that will contains the data what I am having in the CSV file. Okay, now we read the CSV file in the form of data frames. Now next to that, what we have to do, we have to convert the data set in the form of X and Y. Okay, so what and all I have to do for that? So what I have to do, I have to create a variable X. So X is equal to, so what data I have to convert in the form of X. So where I have to get the input. So the input I have to get from the data set. So I have to give the data set. So data set, okay, dot .iloc. So .iloc is said to be indexes. So what and all indexes I have to identify, the index location. So location of the particular index, that we can tell as .iloc. Okay, so which and all indexes I have to retrieve, so that will be taken as .iloc. So .iloc of, so what and all rows I have to take? I have to take the entire rows. So I have the entire rows I have to take from the data set. There is no limitation. So I am just giving colon. Okay, so entire rows I have to take. When I am coming to column, so what I have to take from the column? I have to take from the first two. So that is X. So that is X, no. So first two before last, that is X. So just I am giving colon -1. So colon -1 I have to give. So colon comma colon -1 dot values. So this is the way I can able to read the data from the particular data set. So X is equal to data .iloc open square colon comma colon -1 dot values. Okay, so next to that I am taking y. When I am taking y, I can able to give a variable y. You can give the user, that is user defined data type x and y, you can name it as whatever you want. So here I am giving x and y. You want to give different variable names, that also you can give as per your wish. So here what I am giving, again data set, because I have to take from the last column, the class column, the dependent variable column I have to retrieve. So in this case what I have to give, iloc open parenthesis open square, okay, open square I have to give, then inside that colon comma, only the last column I have to take, no, so that I have to give -1. Okay, so this is the way I am taking x. Okay, set. Okay, set. Okay, so let's execute this particular code and see the so our data set already I shown, it's looking like this. Our data, so this is our data set. I will minimize and keep that it's easy, so that it's easy for understanding purpose. Data set, this is our data set. In this first 4 columns we are taking as x, and the last column we are taking as y. That what we going to see here in the particular code. Here I missed values, that I am typing here. So I am executing the x. I am taking the x first. So x is created. So this is x. So this is x actually. I hope you can able to see the x. So this is x, and this is the entire data set. See the entire data set. We are having temperature, humidity, and wind. In that, the first 4 columns taken as x. And then we going to see about y. What is y? So I will execute y and I will show the here. So here I will show up the y. So this is y actually. So you can able to see the y. So y contains only the last column. So we splitted the x and y. So x mean by the first 4 columns, that will become under x, and the last column what we are having, that will become under y. Okay. So from the split up we can move for the further things. Okay. You have to understand, we are just dataset dot location, index location, colon comma colon -1. Colon defines the entire rows, comma colon -1 mean by in the last column. Okay, this is the first case. This is the first case. This is the first case. Second case dot values mean by we have to retrieve all the values. For y, dataset dot index location of open square, colon comma colon mean by entire rows, comma -1. -1 represents only the last column. Only the last column, that what we are getting the last column here as output. Dot values. Okay. So that what the today's video viewers. I hope you understand how to set in the form of x and y. So this is very important because with use of this split up only we can able to further move on to the training, take up the training set and testing set. So that I will explain in the next video. Subscribe, support and share. Thank you very much.